Hello everybody, this is Skyflight44, aka Zex44, and today I'm playing more Ratchet and Clank into the Nexus, and well, I tried making this completely blind, and well, the entire playthrough was completely blind, but well, two of the videos had their own audio commentary corrupted a little bit, just parts of it, so I have to redo it, and because of that, and the fact that I got, well, not badly sick, it was just for a week. The cough didn't leave for like 2.5 weeks later. Damn cough. If it wasn't for the cough, I would have been able to put this out like 3 weeks ago, to be honest. But, and the last part, we kinda had Nefton Prague glitch out. I really haven't played this game since maybe 3 weeks ago. Haven't had a complete challenge run yet. For multiple reasons, mainly because I didn't want to move away from my computer, kind of feeling, but I don't know. I actually did enjoy this boss. It's actually, the bosses in this game are actually a lot of fun. Too bad we don't actually have all that many of them, and the mini bosses are, as we're going to see in this part, oh, especially that one, very, very frequently used. Well, it's not all that bad, but these trains don't hurt for too much, but they can hurt. And dying would be a very bad thing. I believe my first attempt at this boss led to me dying, and I didn't like that. But now that I've actually went back and started playing Size Matters again, finally getting to play Secret Agent Clank, though I wasn't expecting much out of it. I really do have a lot of love for the weapons in this game because, well, Size Matters actually had a lot of weapons for how long the game was. A lot of the weapons didn't really feel all that unique, mainly because the suck cannon and the Agents of Doom, those weapons were pretty much just ripped out of, up your arsenal. And granted, some of them were actually unique. The Be Mind Glove, because technically it came out before Tools of Destruction, I think, even though the Nano Swarmer is vastly superior. There was actually, I don't know, it just didn't feel as if all the weapons were all that unique, or a lot of the Ratchet and Clank games have a spin on the weapon tropes, and the creativity was lacking.
Sure. Now you draw your blasters.
20 years we've waited to be reunited with the Nethers. I expected this from the Polaris Defense Force, not from you. You should understand!
If you let that monster cross over, everyone in the galaxy will be in jeopardy.
I suppose you're right. But let's do it anyway. Dimensionator! I'm the Nethers! What are you? Stop it! I command you! Han, but you're supposed to be my friend!
I believe we should run now.
And now, shit's going to get fairly real. The Nethers, while they aren't all that difficult, the game's going to put on the difficulty at least a tiny bit while on the harder difficulty. Not so much for the next world, but the damage some of these people can actually, all these enemies can actually put out on you, especially when you finally get back into the Destructo-Palooza, is actually kind of high. But then again, I actually do like how this game legitimately actually got hard. Without being bullshit, some of the latest challenges in this game were actually difficult. Which, I'm not pointing fingers, but, oh, what the hell, yes I am. Secret Agent Clank and those, at least my first taste of the prison challenges, when it's basically just the arena of Secret Agent Clank, which they should have put in Size Matters. Holy shit, a little tangent here, but all those challenges that they put in, well, that Size Matters, kind of felt boring, some of them, except for the Gadgebot puzzles. Those were fun. But then again, they really didn't do much with them, because there's only like 10 actual puzzles, and that maybe like, that's definitely like 10 minutes of playtime. Though 25% of the game is stuff I don't actually want to do. Out of 4 hours, about an hour of the game of Size Matters is just all this boring shit. All those Clank challenges, all those skyboarding challenges, screw them. Screw them. They weren't fun. But Secret Agent Clank had this, the prison challenges were basically Ratchet actually facing off against other inmates, all these different, just all these different enemies from the previous Ratchet and Clank games, which the main canonical games really don't, or in my opinion, to like Crack in Time, really didn't do a lot to they didn't have too many references to the past games, but the high impact games, like non-canonical games, or at least in my opinion, have to be non-canonical. They really put into a lot of references from the past games. They brought back Tyrannoids, the thugs, long before this game. But that doesn't make the games better than the Insomniac games. Actually, going back to what I was actually talking about, the arena. They actually give you some pretty long challenges in which you only have 3 weapons at the very beginning.
That teleporter will get you back to your ship!
Why are you doing this?
Because you're our best chance to save my sister! And she's your best chance to stop the Nethers! Go to Planet Graham! I'll meet you there!
Yeah, maybe I can finally get this conversation over with, this little topic. the challenges were fairly long, and the last one out of the first section of challenges, I really haven't got too far into the game, only to like the second world. But holy crap, the fact that one of them is the Walloper, or a version of that weapon, and you only really have two projectile weapons. One of them being the dual lacerators, or I believe that's what they are, and basically a shard, like a shard gun, was like shotgun type of weapon. It really wasn't all that useful when you're pouring out. You're pouring out so much ammo just trying to kill these guys, and some of those guys you don't want to get near. The Tyrannoids, the elite Tyrannoids, and the what was it, Laserbacks or whatever they were from Deadlocked. Holy shit! Oh yeah, that's right, the Smuggler. You son of a bitch.
Well, howdy, friend. Fancy seeing you all the way out here in the Zarkov sector. What can I do you for?
We're looking for a criminal named Neft in Prague. Have you seen him?
Well, as a matter of fact, I did see an M-class starcruiser land just beyond the ridge there. But the path is blocked by space debris. Ooh, yes sirree, something scandalous must have happened up there. You're gonna need some hover boots to get past.
I had hover boots, but they were lost when the Nebulox was destroyed.
Oh, don't you worry, friend. I just happen to have a spare set. Now, of course, I couldn't part with them unless you could bring me some Gargathon horns. What do you say? You can find Gargathon horns all around the swamp. Some hide in fossils, or you can take them straight from the demon's mouth. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, Smuggler. Everything he's pretty cool in the other games, but in this one, he's just a dick. What happened? The Nebulox, that huge ass ship that we were on in the very beginning of the game, got destroyed, and all of the debris landed here. Every single thing you're going to use that you have to get from him were all yours to begin with. He just took them. Or that's what I believe he's done. The hover boots, that was his to begin with. The one of those keys, you need 6 keys to open that vault. You can get 5 of them out here. One of them you can't get. He has, and he'll give you them for more Gargathon horns. Now that thing will blow up. All those enemies will actually blow up. They're pretty cool, I gotta admit. But if you're not paying attention, they can get you. Now, I'm gonna say one thing about the hover boots. They're a lot of fun to use, but I believe they don't. Oh yeah, they're not as fun to use as they were in the A Crack in Time. I believe it was R2. Now you actually have to use the R2 button. Hold it down to actually use them. Before you just actually had to go in. I believe it was press the up on the directional pad on the Crack in Time, or was it down? I believe it was up. It was one of the directional buttons on the directional pad, and all you need to do is press it, and then you automatically in hover boot mode. But in this game, you actually have to hold it down to use it, and when you want to get out of it, you just release the button. It actually makes it sound like it's better, but it doesn't feel right. But it's not it doesn't feel bad. It just doesn't feel like a Crack in Time, which over the years has become more and more one of my favorite Ratchet and Clank games. Granted, I actually have a list of the games so far of which one I liked most, and Yeah, I'm gonna say this is probably my fifth favorite Ratchet and Clank game. This one was just great. It's not a crack in time or up your arsenal, going commandos quality. But then again, if they continued with the quality of this game, but just lengthened it, this definitely would have beaten Tools of Destruction. Overall, this game was better than Tools of Destruction, but the length is not something that I actually liked about it. Then again, the price really made it, so I didn't really care about the length. I wasn't expecting all that much, but it just feels so good. Now, one of the weird things about this game, well, not so much the game itself, but one of the things I noticed on the trophy list was this game actually says PS3 and PS Vita when you actually look at it on the PS3 for the trophy list, but this game isn't on the PS Vita. I would have loved it if it was on the PS Vita, but this game isn't on the PS Vita, which kind of sucks. And to tell you the truth, if this was actually on the PS Vita, I probably would have got myself a PS Vita. I have Sly 4, which got me Sly 4 on the PS Vita. I would love to get the Jack and Daxter collection on the PS Vita. Persona 4 is on it as well. And, well, there's not much else, but if there was a good Ratchet and Clank game on the PS Vita, I would have went and got one instead of getting myself another PSP. Haven't had one for like a couple of years because it broke, but my view of the PSP is changing a little bit, let's just say. Now, I don't know why though. It actually said that there was a PS Vita on the trophy list. None of my other games say it. I do have Sly 4. That game should have said it was on the PS Vita or something. I don't know. It's just weird. It's somebody screwed up something. It's not a big mistake, but it was a little bit of a hope spot. And then I went and it made sure my the information I got before was actually correct, and it seems like it was correct. There's no PS Vita version. And we cried that day. But we still had this. Now, this type of gameplay, this hunting gameplay, was all the way back from Going Command. Oh yeah, this is one of the keys for that vault that I was talking about before. But this hunting gameplay was one of the things I actually liked. This and the arena gameplay was you could say is a shameless way of lengthening gameplay, but then again, I really think something like Size Matters could have used it, and I'm glad that to lengthen into the Nexus, that Insomniac actually went and put it back in. I won't accept a Ratchet and Clank game anymore, or at least a traditional one without the without an arena. I just can't. It's just a good way of sinking time into the game, and just trying to grind up some of your weapons. Not to mention, some of the challenges can be fun, even though some of them really aren't all that hard. I mean, even the impossible challenge and the Quarktastic battle from Going Commando and Up Your Arsenal, respectively, which actually they were really, really long challenges, which could take from like 45 minutes on some of them. They really aren't all that hard because the enemies aren't too terribly difficult if you start running out of ammo in the Quirktastic battle, if you immediately do it when you can, which is like halfway through the game, it might be a little bit of a problem. But have any of you actually went and did the impossible challenge with basically just using the lava gun? For the most part, that's all I used. Except for the 2 bosses in it, I've actually beaten every single other round just by using the lava gun. And then when it actually evolved into the meteor gun, which I understand the hate for the meteor gun, but at the same time, I don't understand why people think it's a crappy weapon. It's technically one of the most powerful weapons in the game. Not as powerful as the Rhino 2, not as powerful as the Heavy Bouncer, and probably not as powerful as the Tetra Bomb, or that gun, or whatever that whatever the hover bomb gun's evolution was. But if you actually capture, if you have the acid mod on it, and you not really slowly shoot the meteor gun, but go at a reasonably slower pace than just firing them out like a machine gun. The acid damage, along with the just normal damage, won't outplace a lot of the other weapons, but will do a significant amount of damage, especially on that thug boss at the very end at the thug headquarters. You can actually take out like a third of that thug machine's health. It's pretty cool, actually. And I don't believe the Heavy Bouncer can do that. The Rhino 2 can get it to like half health. But yeah, there's actually a way of beating that boss without touching a turret. Haven't actually done so, but I have taken in like half of its health out with the random weapons, and the Rhino 2 takes like half of it off, so it's cool actually being able to take that thing out without actually having to touch a turret, to be honest.
This fuel station appears to be broken. A virtual diagnostic reports one missing Versa regulator.
Is that all this thing is missing? Because I just happen to have one right here. And I'd be happy to part with it for, say, 30 Gargathon horns. I'll even throw in some bolts as a bonus.
I believe that smuggler may be disingenuous.
Yeah, Clank knows exactly what I'm thinking. And I didn't really notice it until Clank said that line the original time. Yeah. The smuggler's big is completely full of bullshit. Because right here, he's saying, you have to go and find these keys. And why don't we already know this? It was on our ship. The plumber's in it. And spoiler alert, the plumber's going to help us get the Rhino 7. Which is surprisingly a lot like the Rhino 5. Except has a cooler... It looks a bit better. Has a cooler piece of music to it. And... actually, to me, it was just as useful. However, I swear I don't use it on the final boss. I wasn't going to be using it on the final boss. Though on Ratchet and Clank, A Crack in Time, if you want to beat Vorsalon on the harder difficulties on your first run, if you don't have the Rhino 5, you are fucked in the ass because he has so much health. And he actually becomes quite competent and does a lot of damage, but it's not that. It's the amount of, you're just going to lose so much ammo from your regular weapons, and, that was one of the Kraken Time's probably biggest flaws. The, your ammo capacity on a lot of your weapons was, downgraded for the most part. and you were kind of forced to find ammo drops because in the other games, ammo drops were more like maybe a tenth of your maximum ammo capacity. You had high ammo capacity, but you actually had you didn't ammo drops didn't give you as much as you would actually want for replenishing ammo. And in the Kraken time, it was the exact opposite. You might have low ammo count, or a lower ammo count, maybe like a third or maybe a half of what you actually would normally get. But then the ammo drops gave you like a third of what you would actually need to get back up to maximum ammo capacity. Well, not to mention also, I believe they did more damage. But yeah, I can say so many things about a Kraken time. Tools of Destruction kind of, yeah, it was good to have a good old Ratchet and Clank game. But oh yeah, you can't drop those. It's not like a Kraken time, everybody. Not everything reminds me of a Kraken time. But we have to go and get these guys. Put the battery bots in those things and be quick about it. You can barely nick it, like I'm gonna show later. And it was actually quite funny. I didn't think I was gonna get it. But Tools of Destruction was a great game, had its flaws, but the Ratchet and Clank series as a whole was going more and more ridiculous with the with just how the damage escalated, how your health, how just high it would continue to rise and rise, how much bolts you were actually getting, how much you actually had to spend for each and every single weapon you were actually going to obtain, and especially in the challenge mode, everything cost a few million. And Ratchet and Clank Tools of Destruction on challenge mode, but Tools of Destruction really showed the problems with the Ratchet and Clank formula, and a Kraken time kind of, it didn't fix it. It didn't really fix anything. It just kind of changed things up a bit, which actually kind of in a way was fixing everything, or fixing most of the things. Brought back the bolts down to something that wasn't a couple million to buy anything. A lot of the weapons were actually less than 100,000. It was kind of like this game with some of the highest weapons actually costing you like 75,000, I believe. Actually, it reminds me a bit of Size Matters. Actually, now that I think about it, Size Matters actually kind of, I can't believe I'm saying this, but actually kind of felt, I don't know, normal, or maybe not normal, but it felt as if it fixed a bit of the things that were wrong with the Ratchet and Clank franchise to begin with, and actually kind of made it feel like Ratchet and Clank 1, which should feel like normal, but then everything went back to in Tools of Destruction to what it was before, which wasn't the best idea, but Tools of Destruction is a far superior game than Size Matters. And again, if not for the length of Tools of Destruction versus this game, I believe this would probably have been the better game out of the two. This game's just too short. Especially if you don't do all of the hunting in this world and the arena. It's just too short.
Let's get inside before someone sees us.
interesting hideout the Progs have.
Yeah, charming. Hey, what exactly are you looking for?
A tour bot for the Museum of Intergalactic History. Vendra and I stole it when we learned they had moved the original Dimensionator there.
You want us to steal the Dimensionator?
Steal, liberate, call it whatever you like, but yes, it's stealing. That device is the only thing that can send the Nethers back across the barrier.
Then why can't you do it?
Look at me. I'm a lot of things, but nimble isn't one of them. You bring me the artifact, I fix it, and voila. We can save Vendra and drive back the Nethers.
Why are you doing this, Nefton? Your sister is terrible to you.
She wasn't always like this. She's just angry. Have you ever wanted something so badly that everything else just fades away?
Yes, but if we help you save her, you have to turn yourself in. Kronk and Zephyr were friends of mine. You need to answer for what you did to them. That, or you can save your sister yourself.
Deal.
Now, this is one of the reasons why I actually like Ratchet to begin with. Ratchet, he doesn't feel as if he's actually one of those, not wimpy, but one of those overly goody heroes. He's not going to save the villain, and he's only going to do so if they fix what they actually if they actually fix all of the shit that they started. And also, if they actually go and answer for their crimes. Not to mention, he also has that, how do I say this? He also has this just feeling to him, this, I've struggled with this, what you're going through kind of feeling in that cutscene. He has gone through all of what the Progs are going through. He had to answer that question. Do I want to, let's say, turn my back on the galaxy, or do I actually want to go and see my people again? And he's gotten past that. He's great because of it.